Number one is sell some accessories or modification.
Sell some accessories or modification. Why does a lot of that go to the aftermarket?
Because we don't try.
We don't try, we don't ask.
Like I do this all the time. I'll sit in a drive and we'll just stand there and we'll look at the next 20 cars coming in. What percentage of the vehicles coming into the drive do you think have some sort of upgraded wheels, lift kit?
Easy 50%.
Yeah. So if you just sit there and count, so I'll take the parts manager and the service manager and I'll be like, let's just stand here for a second and talk about the Seattle Seahawks and watch cars come in and like, they're lifting them, they're doing things. So why don't we lift them? Why don't we pre-lift them, put them in the showroom lifted? Why don't we, because the key to selling more accessories is gamify it. Why isn't the parts manager at the sales meeting every Friday gamifying and handing out spiff money for accessories sold?
Absolutely.
Get out of your desk.
Get out there.
Get out of your office, away from your desk. Take the seatbelt off.
It's all about PTD.
Get yourself a wad of cash and start spiffing salespeople to sell accessories. Even spiff the sales managers if you have to.
Here's how they do it. So I just bought a Volkswagen Passat TDI. And nobody at the dealership asked me what I do in my personal life. So what's one of the hobbies I love to do during the summer? Mountain bike. I like to do downhill mountain biking with my kids.
Thanks for letting me guess.
Sorry,
it's like a rhetorical question.
You were too slow. Like the clock's ticking. We got to go. It was a rhetorical question. I answered it for you. Sorry, I brought my B game today.
Maybe some of us wanted to guess.
Okay. So
you go to a lot of nudist colonies in the summer?
No.
Isn't there a nudist colony out by you?
There's probably a lot of stuff.
When you take that turn on the 15, that thing down there is a nudist colony, right?
I wouldn't know.
You know. Come on, you know. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've never been there, though.
But it is a nudist colony.
I believe it is.
And you go there in the summer.
No, we don't go there in the summer. We go to Big Bear and do downhill mountain biking. Now, the reason I bought my Passat was for the fuel mileage, and I'm sitting here thinking, awesome, I can save so much money. Instead of driving my big Suburban up the mountain, I can drive the Passat. But I'm like, oh, wow.
Because your commute from home to work is a little long.
It's, 30 miles each way. But I'm sitting here thinking, how am I going to get the bikes up to the mountain in the Passat? And how could the parts department help me?
They don't care.
They should care.
They don't care.
I'm going to spend probably $1,000 outfitting the Passat.
How much does it pay to put that thing on? An hour of labor?
What, the
bike rack?
Whatever it takes, do it for me.
No, but don't they usually pay like half an hour, an hour?
Yeah, it depends if you're doing
Brings me back to my point. 4 hidden ways parts can sell more labor.
Okay.
Sell bike racks.
There we go.
But what you're saying is nobody cared to get to know you. What's this dealership? The name of the dealership?
CarPros Volkswagen in San Bernardino.
Could care less about their customers.
Okay, there you go. Absolutely.
Could care less.
Could care less.
What do you think that parts manager's doing right now?
Probably looking for a new job.
No, he's sitting in his office, checking email.
Doing some report, looking at
most
inventory.
Parts managers.
Okay, so
he's definitely not out trying to figure out how to sell more accessories so he can sell more labor.
Man, the numbers are just adding up. There's so many opportunities for parts to convert to labor.
It's endless.
It is.
Lift kits.
Lift kits.
Hey, when I bought that, Service Manager Challenge.
Your Jeep.
What are we giving away?
The Jeep.
The Jeep. Jeep what?
Rubicon, right?
Gladiator.
The Gladiator.
It's not a Rubicon.
I
wish I would have done the Rubicon, honestly. Because
sorry to hit a sore spot
I didn't do the Rubicon, and so then what did I have to do to it?
Okay, you had to re-gear it, lift it, do all sorts of stuff.
Nobody cared when I bought it?
No.
Nobody said, hey, what are you going to do to this dude? What are your plans?
So that's
what
5 or 6 hours of labor.
You look like a guy
there.
that likes to stick out from the crowd.
Right.
You look like a guy with a small man's complex that wants to lift the thing up.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Nobody
so what did I do?
Asked you a question?
I lifted it, but it wasn't.
You didn't go back to the dealer, did you?
No.
So you went to an aftermarket shop.
Yeah.
And
that specializes in lifting. And there was a line.
Out the door?
Out the door.
Well, yeah,
absolutely. It took me a week to get in.
That long?
Yeah.
Wow.
So they're taking it somewhere.
So how many hours of labor did they leave on the table?
So what they did to mine was 3.5 hours.
Okay.
So how could parts sell more labor? Sell lift kits?
Sell lift kits, sell accessories.
Get into the business of selling parts.
So these advisors can also do that as well. They can build relationships too. So what's number 2?
Number 2 is body shops. So if you have body shops that are buying a lot of parts from you, you go to them and make a deal that if they bring their alignments and their programming and the heavier mechanical stuff to us, we work out some sort of deal.
Absolutely.
But there's a body shops have the ability to charge at our rate to do the mechanical
yes.
and create a relationship between the service department and these body shops.
Now, if the dealership doesn't have a body shop, that should be a two-way street too. I used to control the collision repair that would come in. It was from the dealership, and then I sublet it to the body shop, and then that helped me get my mechanical rate for the insurance company. So there's definitely ways you can do that too.
Yeah.
Body shop's great.
Do you think that parts managers are thinking like that?
No. I think they're running reports in their office right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's another way to sell more labor.
That's another way to sell more labor. What's number 3?
Wait, one more question.
Uh-oh.
Is there a lot of profit in wholesale parts?
No, in fact, a lot of dealerships are shutting down their wholesale parts department right now.
Would there be if there was some sort of reciprocal relationship?
So you're talking like 300 to 400 hours a month going through the parts department?
It can be that.
Could be that. Yes.
I've made it that before. The thing is like a lot of parts guys got to sell the wholesale to hit their bonus.
Right.
Why not win-win?
Win-win, absolutely. Labor is there.
Got to get
It's
out
all
of your
there,
office.
You just got to pick it up.
Got to get out there. Bring them coffee mugs. Give them some Service Drive Revolution swag.
There we go.
Right?
Yes.
Number 3, this one was yours and it's genius. Do you remember what it was?
Don't just sell the part, sell the diagnostic.
Genius.
Absolutely. So when we look at the number one thing that we get phone calls on is how much is it to replace X? And it doesn't matter what X is. When a customer wants a component replaced, there's a triggering event that happened with that request. And it's no different in the parts department. When I walk up to the parts counter and say, hey, Chris, can I get an O2 sensor? What do the parts people do?
Get them an O2 sensor.
Okay, do they ask any questions about the car?
Why do you think you need an O2 sensor?
That's
what makes you think you need an O2 sensor?
Those are 2 great
questions.
questions.
Who told you you need an O2 sensor?
That's the 3rd great question.
Who told you you need an O2 sensor?
Why do you want to change
Sir,
it, right?
please, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Who told you you need an O2 sensor?
Well, the retail parts store down the street.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly, right? Or somebody's drunk uncle, I like to say. So.
Or they watched a YouTube video.
They watched a YouTube
video. You know what's good is watch YouTube videos for advice on your health. Like, don't go to the doctor.
Oh,
watch YouTube.
That is so funny.
Right?
Absolutely.
Would you get advice from a doctor on YouTube, or would you go to a doctor?
I'd go to a doctor. Absolutely. So yeah, so don't just sell the part, sell the diag. Have a two-way conduit where the advisor can actually come to the counter and answer questions for the customer, but turn that retail parts customer into a service customer and sell them the diagnostic too. There's so much work that is there.
The great thing about Jeremy and I doing this show together is a lot of times I learn just as much as I'm sharing. And the 4th one was something I've never thought about before. And it's so right on. It's one of those things that it's like, clearly that's how you should do it, but nobody's doing it. Number 4
is create a CRM with the customers that come in.
Yeah.
Customer relationship manager in the parts department. The retail parts customers neglected, right? And
they never follow up.
No, they don't. But there's a sales opportunity. There's also the service opportunity as well. And when that customer leaves, what do we want to ask them? Your next appointment. Don't worry, I'll answer that for you.
Rhetorical.
Right, rhetorical question. What about setting their next service appointment? Can we introduce you to our service department? We have a great service.
How can we earn your business?
How can we help you?
Yeah.
Right? We've got a ton of resources here.
Hey, we're in the business of doing this.
Yes.
We do this stuff. We got all these parts and we got these techs standing around and they're dying to help you.
The other thing, another triggering question that is going to be asked is, do you think this is going to fix my problem? So your parts personnel have to be skilled in identifying that and then moving it over to labor. There's so much labor to be sold. It is untapped. And then
we don't even try.
We don't. No. Get the customer's email. Get their cell phone. Text them. Email. Get the permission to follow up. It's free marketing. Seth Godin coined that, permission-based marketing. It's absolutely free. We're missing a huge golden opportunity in our parts department by not creating a CRM.
Thank you so much for watching this clip of Service Drive Revolution. Now you can catch the full episode on YouTube, iTunes, or Spotify, or wherever you consume your podcast. If you have any questions, go ahead and post them in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon so you're notified when we post new episodes. I'm Chris Collins, and you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Chris Bulldog Collins. And I'll see you again on the next episode.